Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Shadow here again, and today we'll be looking at another Genesis character to analyze, and this time we're looking at Argos, the physical assassin. Now this character is great for locking down targets and single fights, but he's not really great for team fights because he doesn't have that many AoEs or just a bunch of stuns and things like that. But nevertheless, he's still a good hero, so let's jump right into it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Argos' first ability is called Whirlwind. The way this ability works is Argos spins in a circle, damaging all enemies around him and stunning them. This ability is very great for clearing jungle minions and pushing minion waves, as well as damaging enemies around you in a team fight or in case you just want to stun them in order to give your allies a chance to capitalize. This is one that you'll be using a lot, so it's a very great ability to have on this character. Now, Argos' second ability is called Warpath. The way this ability works is that Argos dashes in a straight line, damaging all enemies in his path. Now, this ability, when it hits an enemy champion, drains their physical protections. This is something that's very great because you'll be using it for engaging enemy battles or chasing enemies who happen to be retreating, and you just can't seem to hit them with your L2 to stun them. This is once again another good ability to have on this character. Now, as for Argos' third ability, it is called Flourish, and this is another great ability to have on his character. The way Flourishes works is that it's a passive ability. Whenever you hit an enemy with a basic attack or whirlwind, it does an extra bit of damage on the end in order to give you a little extra power behind your strike. Plus, this ability comes back fast and costs 0 mana. Now, you're going to be mainly using this, like I said, in long drawn out fights in order to damage enemies a little bit more, in order to chip at them a little more than what they can deal to you. Or if you're looking to finish off an enemy unit quickly, it does that damage that you need. It's one of the great ones that really helps out if you have a lot of physical damage, so make sure you're building items looking towards that area so you can get that extra power. Now, for Argos' fourth ability, it is called the Kill Zone. The way this ability works is that Argos dashes to an enemy unit that he's locked onto in this area, knocks them up and begins to damage them, and then he sends them flying in whatever direction he wants to or whatever area he chooses in his area of effect. The enemy unit takes damage whenever he lands, and the enemies around him also take damage. This ability is very versatile. You can use it to throw enemies on the tower. You can use it to continue on to knock enemies away behind walls when they don't have a dash to get through. So once again, a very great versatile ability to have on this character. Now, the first item I recommend building on Argos is Turbo Boost. This item is very great in order to help you chase down enemies because it gives you bonus movement speed every few seconds. It also is great for clearing minion waves faster in the jungle and for switching between lanes in order to help out with ganks. The next item I recommend building on is Atomic Boosters. This item allows you to deal extra basic attack damage after every ability used, and it provides cooldown reduction. So with Argos, you'll be using it quite a bit because your abilities already have a low cooldown, and this item itself has no cooldown. The next item to complement this is the Edge. Now, the Edge gives you a bunch of basic attack damage, and it turns your basic attacks all into true damage so you can ignore armor. The next item after that is Alien Exosuit. Now, this item is very useful because it gives you bonus damage, it gives you attack speed, and it gives you lifesteal. It's an all around great item, and when you activate it, it gives you even more attack speed. After that, I would say Refractor Prism in order to block one lock on the enemy ability every couple seconds. I believe it's 30 seconds for the cooldown. Next, after that, I recommend Crimson Storm. Crimson Storm mainly because when you're hitting an enemy with an ability damage or with an ability period, it slows down their movement speed so you don't have to worry about chasing them down too much. Now, items after this I recommending would be Medusa Shield and Radiant Shell. Medusa Shield in order to stop that damage from energy characters when, in this game there's not really many energy defense items, so Medusa Shield just seems like a very great item to have. And Radiant Shell because you could pop its shield early in order to prevent yourself from taking that damage from either energy enemies or take that damage from physical enemies. And not only that, if you forget to pop the shield when you jump into an attack or when you're in danger, once your health falls below a certain health threshold, it will automatically proc itself. It also gives you damage and it gives you damage and it gives you bonus energy. I think 400 to be exact. Now, you can switch any of these items out however you see please, but another item that's good to have on this is Admiral's Pride because it gives you attack speed and damage. Now, the way that you'll be using Argos is to dash in with your L1 and then pop your L2 in order to get the stun and then begin basic attacking your enemy, since this is a basic attack champion. Other than that, you'll be jumping in with your L1 in order to get the physical protection drain and then popping your ultimate in order to deal that damage and knock enemies back. Now, I only recommend doing this type of strategy whenever you pop your ultimate second, only when it's very necessary. It won't be too much of a waste because you can save this in order to save yourself in team fights or in case you're getting ganked and while you're engaging an enemy enemy unit, you see the enemy's team coming in order to help them with the assist, and you want to knock them away behind the wall. Just knock them away just so you can escape by having some distance between you. Don't have to worry about getting locked down. Either way, this ability or the way you're going to be using him is just dashing in and using all your abilities at once. Like I said, he's very straightforward with single target enemies. He doesn't really have many like AoE's abilities he can use to hit multiple enemies at once, so mainly going to be focused on locking down one enemy, taking them out, and then getting out of there. But like I said before, that is it for Argos, and thank you all for coming out and watching this video. I hope you all enjoy. Make sure to leave, like and subscribe, and leave a comment on the next character you think I should do an analysis video on. Until then, time to look back in the shadows.